Okay, hello everyone. Today our topic is about acute respiratory distress syndrome or ARDS. Okay, before we break down or we go down into the details of this disorder, bigyan ko muna kayo ng general overview. Ano ba ang respiratory distress syndrome? So, ang nangyayari sa respiratory distress syndrome in general, okay, nagkakaroon ng pulmonary edema and collapse of the alveoli. Yung alveoli, yun yung basic functional unit ng lungs natin. Ibig sabihin, siya yung parte ng lungs na gumagawa ng pinaka-primary or pinaka-basic function ng lungs natin. And the problem is, pag si alveoli ang tinamaan, automatically, there will be a huge problem with ventilation and of course, oxygenation. Now, let's go down into what are the causes of respiratory distress syndrome. Ano ang pwedeng magsimula ng ARDS? So, meron tayong dalawang type ng causes for ARDS. We have direct and indirect causes. Number one, pag sinabi nating direct causes, ibig sabihin the problem, okay, originates from the lungs, okay, themselves. Sa mismong lungs nagsisimula yung problema. Like what? For example, inhalation injury. When you say inhalation injury, this is when a person inhales toxins or toxic substances na pwedeng makasira, okay, sa tissue ng lungs or ng alveoli. Okay, meron silang na-inhale na amoy, okay, na-inhale na ipasok sa lungs na toxic substance or toxic gases. Ano pa? Near drowning. Okay, pag ang isang tao nalunod or gamuntik na lunod, pwedeng magkaroon ng tubig sa baga. What else? Pneumonia. Pneumonia is an infection. I will explain later kung paano sila nagkukos ng ARDS. Next, you have indirect causes. Pag sinabi nating indirect causes, these are problems that originate outside of the lungs. And mind you, mas common na cause ng ARDS actually ang indirect. Particularly sino? Si sepsis. Sepsis is actually the number one cause, primary cause, pinaka-common na cause ng ARDS. Bakit? I will explain later. Next, pwedeng burns. Ano ba? Pancreatitis. Multiple blood transfusion. Okay, ito yung mga example ng direct and indirect causes ng ARDS. Now, where does ARDS start from? At bakit kaya mas common or pinaka-common na si sepsis ang cause ng ARDS? Number one, it starts with activating the body's inflammatory response. Na-activate ang inflammatory response ng katawan natin. Kaya ito ang mga causes, primary causes, lalo na si sepsis. Because what is sepsis? This is infection sa blood. This is circulating in the body, widespread infection. Okay, so the worse the infection, the worse the inflammation, mas na-activate ang inflammatory response. Imagine sepsis. This is infection sa dugo. Okay? Nagsisirculate ang dugo sa lahat ng parte ng katawan. That's why it's a primary cause of ARDS. Okay? So, nagsistart siya with inflammatory response. Natitrigger yung inflammatory response ng katawan natin. And in relation to that, your body will activate or trigger your immune or inflammatory cells. Anong example ng mga immune or inflammatory cells natin? You have cytokines, leukotrienes. Okay, ito yung mga example ng immune or inflammatory cells. And then, these inflammatory cells, they will release inflammatory substances. Okay? Magre-release sila ng inflammatory substances. Now, normal lang naman, defense mechanism natin, talaga ng katawan, ang inflammatory response. But ang problem here is, if these inflammatory cells, they circulate into the lungs, okay, or na-reach nila ang lungs, they can destroy the capillary membrane. Okay? These substances can destroy the capillary membrane. What is capillary membrane? Let's go have a quick look, okay, sa ating anatomy and physiology ng alveoli. Ito for imaging purposes lang. Para ima-imagine natin, may representation tayo kung ano ang itsura ng alveoli. So, this is your alveoli. Okay, this part, ito yung mismong sac. Okay, ito yung mismong space sa loob ng alveoli where gas exchange happens or where gas goes, where oxygen goes. Now, itong pink dito, okay, that is the tissue, okay, that surrounds the alveoli. Gawa yan sa mga type 1 cells. Okay, type 1 cells ang gumagawa ng mga yan. And then this space, itong puti dito sa gitna, that's your interstitium. Okay, yan yung interstitium natin. And then this one, itong may kulay na blue at may kulay na red, this is your capillary membrane. Okay, this is the capillary membrane. Okay, yung iba, i-explain ko mamaya yung ibang parts dyan habang dinidiscuss ko ang ARDS. So, this is the sac. Ito yung mismong space sa loob ng alveoli. This lining here, the tissue here that lines the alveoli, this is made up of type 1 cells. Itong space is your interstitium, and then, okay, itong red at blue ang kulay, it's your capillary membrane. Nandyan yung capillaries natin, okay, nakikipag gas exchange kay alveoli, tama? Through the process of diffusion. So, ito ang normal na anatomy and physiology ng alveoli. But, if nasira ng inflammatory substances ang ating capillary membrane, take note, okay, ang capillary membrane kasi natin supposedly is semi-permeable. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng permeable? What does permeability mean? Okay, what does permeability mean? Ang ibig sabihin yan, this is the property, okay, of this lining, okay, to select only particular substances na pwedeng mag-enter at mag-exit ng membrane na yon. Ibig sabihin, only selected substances or molecules can go in and out of that membrane. Hindi lahat ng substances pwedeng maglabas-pasok sa membrane na yan. It's semi-permeable. Meron lamang mga permitted, okay? Meron lang mga allowed na substances na dapat naglalabas-pasok sa capillary membrane. Now, it can destroy the capillary membrane. And now, how will that affect the capillaries? Yung permeability niya tataas. Increased permeability. Ibig sabihin, lumuluwag yung membrane. Okay? Analogy, for example, your capillary membrane, okay, parang siguro itulad na lang natin siya sa security guard ng school, for example. Now, the security guard of a school, make sure na yung authorized personnel lang ang pwedeng maglabas-pasok ng school. Like sino? Students, employees, guests, mga ganyan. Tama, sila lang yung pwedeng maglabas-pasok. So, same tayo kay capillary membrane. Okay, meron lang mga particular substances na pwedeng maglabas-pasok. For example, sino? Si oxygen at si carbon dioxide. Ngayon, pag tinanggal natin yung security guard, mababantayan pa ba lahat ng taong naglalabas-pasok sa school? Pwedeng hindi. Pwedeng kung sino-sino na ang pumapasok instead na yung authorized personnel lang natin. So, similar with your capillary membrane. Pag nasira yung tissue yan, tataas ang permeability, yung pag-allow ng membrane na yan na maglabas-pasok ang substances. And this is how your alveoli will look like. Okay? Ito ngayon, si capillary membrane, sira na siya. Okay, sinira siya ng mga, mga inflammatory substances na dinala dyan or produce dyan ng ating inflammatory cells. Now, the problem there is, yung fluid from your capillary membrane can leak into the alveoli. Okay, yung fluid dito, pwedeng pumunta sa alveoli. But initially, hindi pa siya yan diretso sa mismong sac ng alveoli. Magsistay muna yan, dito muna siya initially kay interstitium. Dito muna yung fluid sa interstitium. That's why initially, pwede na pag nag-assess tayo ng patient, pag nasa interstitium pa, ang fluid, wala pang crackles. Okay? Or yung bubbling na sounds kapag nag-auscultate tayo for breath sounds sa chest. So, wala pa. Pag una kasi nasa interstitium ba siya. But, later on, this fluid can go inside of the alveolar sac sa mismong alveoli. Ito na ngayon si pulmonary edema. May tubig sa loob ng alveoli. Okay, so nalulunod yung alveoli natin. So, makakapasok pa ba? Magkakapagkaroon pa ba tayo ng proper na gas exchange? Syempre, hindi na. Kasi tubig ang laman ng alveoli. When supposedly, ang laman niya ay oxygen. Okay, oxygen dapat ang laman ng ating alveolar sac. Pero dahil dito, because nasira ang ating capillary membrane, pumapasok ang fluid sa loob ng alveoli. Ngayon, we have another problem. Ang problema dyan, this fluid na pumasok sa alveoli is protein rich. Ma'am, bakit ngayon delikado na protein rich or maraming protein yung tubig na pumasok sa alveoli? Because everyone, if protein rich ang tubig na yan or ang fluid na yan, it will keep drawing in more fluid. Hahatak siya ng mas marami pang tubig sa loob ng alveoli. So that will worsen, okay, the pulmonary edema. That's your one problem. Ito ang problem number 1. Now, we have another problem. Okay, Normally, in an alveoli, meron talaga siyang water or water molecules na nagsusurround ng alveoli. Okay? Eto, these water molecules, normally, meron talagang water molecules na nagsusurround ng alveoli. And these water molecules, okay, nagmo-move yung mga yan. Okay, they create a pulling motion. Parang hinahatak niya si alveoli. And that pulling or movement of water molecules na nagpapaliwat or nagsusurround kay alveoli, that is the one that creates surface tension. Okay, sila yung nagke-create ng tinatawag nating surface tension, yung movement ng water molecules sa palibot ng alveoli. Now, okay, sila, hinahatak nila, nagka-create sila ng pulling motion kay alveoli. Ngayon, why does our alveoli not collapse kahit hinahatak siya ng water molecules? That is because of the presence of these cells. And these cells are referred to as your type 2 pneumocytes. Okay? Ito na ngayon yung tinatawag nating type 2 pneumocytes. Ngayon, what is the significance of these type 2 pneumocytes? Your type 2 pneumocytes are the ones that produce surfactant. Ano ang trabaho ng surfactant? Your surfactant is the one that balances or maintains surface tension in a way na healthy lang siya para sa alveoli. Because if there is no surfactant, puro hatak ng water molecules, magko-collapse ang alveoli. That's why we need surfactant to keep that alveoli healthy. Okay, para yung surface tension niya balance lang. Okay, para hindi mag-collapse si alveoli. And that is produced by type 2 pneumocytes na nasa alveoli. Now, the problem is, pag nasira lahat yan, pwedeng magkaroon ng decreased surfactant production. Okay? Pwedeng bumaba ang surfactant sa lungs natin. Ngayon, pag wala ng lungs na magme-maintain or magbabalance ng surface tension, this can lead to what we call your alveolar collapse. Pwedeng mag-collapse ang alveoli. Okay? And what is the medical term for a collapsed alveoli or collapsed lung? It's your atelectasis. Okay, pwedeng magkaroon ng atelectasis. So, meron ka ng dalawang problema. You have pulmonary edema at merong atelectasis. Okay? This is ito yung time na nagde-develop si ARDS. Ngayon, may tubig sa loob ng alveoli, may atelectasis ang lungs. Sa tingin ninyo, makakapagkaroon pa ng tamang ventilation? No, not anymore. So in turn, magkakaproblema tayo with oxygen supply. Magkakaroon ng problema with oxygenation. Now, what is the term used for decreased oxygen in the blood? Hypoxemia. Mababa ang oxygen level sa dugo. Now, ang katawan mo, hindi kanyang basta-basta papabayaan. Okay? Your body detects na mababa ang oxygen mo sa dugo. What will it do? It will compensate. Mag-activate yan ng compensatory mechanism. What do we mean by compensatory mechanism? Ibig sabihin yan, okay, your body, if it detects something that is abnormal or off siya sa normal level, your body will make a way to cope, to normalize or balance that abnormality. That is a compensatory mechanism. Now, what is the compensatory mechanism if your body? Pag na-detect niya, kulang ang oxygen sa katawan, sa tingin mo, paano magko-cope up ang katawan pag mababang oxygen? Your body will increase respiratory rate. Ang patient mo, they could either be tachypneic or pwede silang mag-hyperventilation. Okay? Bibilisan ng katawan mo ang paghinga in attempt to get more oxygen from the atmosphere. Okay? Kaya binibilisan ng katawan mo ang paghinga because it is attempting to get more oxygen from the atmosphere para tumaas ang oxygen level. Okay? But the problem is, pag tayo ba nagve-ventilate, ang gas lang ba na involved dyan is oxygen? No, definitely not. Because in ventilation, okay, pag may respiration tayo, there is gas exchange. Okay, nagpapasok ka ng oxygen, naglalabas ka ng carbon dioxide. Now, the problem is, sobrang bilis huminga ng pasyente. They are either tachypneic or they are hyperventilating. Ano ngayon ang negative effect niyan? Your body will be expelling large amounts of carbon dioxide. Masyadong maraming carbon dioxide ang nilalabas sa katawan kasi masyadong mabilis ang ventilation ng pasyente. Now, under ABG, yung diniscuss natin last time, carbon dioxide is considered what? Acidic. Acidic in nature. Ngayon, buga ka ng buga. Labas ng carbon dioxide from the body. Nagtatanggal ng acid sa katawan. What will happen to the ABG reading? It will become respiratory alkalosis. This is at the early stage of your ARDS. Okay? Pag nagko-compensate pa lang ang katawan sa unang part, okay, ng ARDS natin, respiratory alkalosis muna. Okay? Because your body is attempting to compensate, masyadong maraming carbon dioxide na nabubuga, carbon dioxide is acidic, pag tanggal ng acid sa katawan, it will become alkalinic. So, ang ABG, pag pag early stage ng ARDS, respiratory alkalosis. Now, everything that I have discussed, okay, here, this is part of the exudative phase of ARDS. Okay? This is the exudative phase or exudative phase because there are 3 phases in ARDS. What's the second phase?